Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. I'm utterly disgusted after receiving this information. It just goes to show you the corruption, facts, man. Court documents. Kimberly Seibel, who was the associate director of CDCR, is a criminal. A criminal, right? Let me tell you my interaction with her. I promoted to the rank of correctional sergeant in 2015, January, to Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility. I get to Donovan. At the time, the warden was Daniel Paramo. The warden had a meeting with us, new sergeants in his office, and Kimberly Seibel was there as the chief deputy warden. She tells us, make sure that the officers are doing their cell searches. They say that they're doing their cell searches, but they're really not. First thing that went through my head was like, who the fuck is this bitch, right? This is keeping it real. Strike one. Again, I had no idea who this is. Turns out, Seibel, being a female, in power, emotional creature of the earth, felt some type of way, felt inferior around the managers at the time that were definitely competent. Let me tell you, Daniel Paramo, A.W. Jesse Juarez, A.W. Francisco Armenta, and at the time, Lieutenant/Captain Philip Bracamonte. These are all fucking facts. These are facts laid out to you by me, Hector Bravo. The reason I'm so upset is because I was just trying to do my career, man, be a professional, enjoying a promotion to the next level. After serving, meritorious stint in the United States Army, I didn't want to participate in any gossip, childish games, as Kimberly Seibel would later go on to do. Kimberly Seibel would later promote to warden at one of the desert institutions. Fast forward, she would promote to associate director. There you go. At one point, she was beneath Daniel Paramo as his chief deputy warden. Somehow, within a short span, she became his boss as the associate director. Tell me she didn't go in there with vendettas, gripes, and an agenda. Let me spill you some facts that her husband was a free staff, and he got caught bringing in contraband to the inmates. The Investigative Services Unit at the time, ISU, walked off her husband, walked him off the premises. So tell me, how does a spouse of a corrupt staff member, dirty staff member, get promoted to these fucking ranks? Clearly, there's no measures in place to avoid this type of corruption. That needs to change. Well, your boy Hector Bravo settled in as a brand new sergeant in a new environment. Kimberly Seibel's plotting, moving her little pawns in. Here she is, swearing in under oath. Good morning. Please state your full name for the record. Kimberly Ann Seibel. Miss Seibel, my name is Michael Friedman. I'm an attorney. I'll be taking your disposition today. Before we get into questions, I'd like to go over our ground rules. Do you understand? Yes, I do. You've just taken an oath that requires you to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you understand? Yes. This is what fucking gets me. Have you taken any medications or drugs that might make it difficult for you to understand? And my question today, no. Is there any reason you would not be able to answer my questions fully and truthfully today? Not that I'm aware of. Bitch, it's a simple answer. No. Right? This is what a snake sounds like. Not that I'm aware of. So, in due fashion, and not a surprise, Warden Paramo retires, right? Whether it had something to do with Kimberly Cyel or not, I would bet so. So who do they bring in? Warden Covello, acting Warden Covello. That's the big ear guy that looks like Putin, that I told you was ordering officers to drag inmates from Ad Seg to Alpha Yard during this non-designated integration. That's a fucking fact. I have it documented on the incident report. Thank you very much. So let me fast forward. She definitely lied under oath. And she got her date wrong. I remember clear as day because I was going through hell as an employee, as so was everybody else. She goes on to, there was allegations of staff misconduct at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility, specifically Facility C. You see, the problem is, while there was allegations, and mind you, allegations, she took it upon herself to take it a step further, right? And try to find something. Warden Callahan came in, provided training on second and third watch to managers and supervisors and rank and file on how to be a great state employee. That starts at the top. No reason to be talking to the officers in the bottom. It was a huge fiasco, huge dog and pony show. Let me tell you. So some of the concerns predated the letters, the use of force that are on one facility. But when I have an institutional total of 90, meaning I got 90 on all my other yards, I see a disproportionate number, which to me is a red flag, something that needs to be looked into. Well, you got to understand, Charlie Yard is a level 4 SNY EOP DD yard. The worst of the worst, the troublemakers, the booger eaters, the inmates that no other inmates like because they don't know how to follow simple instructions. Therefore, sometimes necessitating the use of force per policy and procedure. Necessitating. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. I'll tell you about this. Okay, you'll forgive me for going back, but the use of force subject matter experts, the AW and captain, when were they at RJD? They were there 2017, they were also there 2018. How long? Now she has her dates wrong. Let me tell you something. She has her dates wrong, and I'll tell you right here. I've had mentors go down. So let me back up. In 2017, Pat Vasquez was down there as a mentor. She was a retired annuitant. She was providing mentorship for the warden, and she was selected based on her years of experience. Let me tell you about Pat Vasquez. She used to work at Tehachapi State Prison, CCI. Some may say she's the reason why those sergeants and lieutenants got stabbed in the program officers by those sureños, because she instructed the officers to leave the program door unlocked, which is not a common practice. Pat Vasquez, you're to blame. Thank you very much. How long was she there for to provide mentorship? She was there for about 3 months assisting and helping. See, right here she wrote, when Warden Pollard retired, she meant, or whether she lied, when Warden Paramo retired. Covello came in and we sent Kelly Harrington. You know what, Kelly Harrington? I liked you up until today, February 10, 2024. The reason is you came down, I was the PIO for Marcus Pollard. Me and you had many talks. We looked at each other and I thought we were in agreement. But for you to hold this secret this long, you're part of the problem, man. You're part of the corruption. I hope your state paycheck is worth it. Thank you, but no thank you, Kelly. You've made your stand with me, Hector Bravo. He was a retired annuitant. He was a retired director of Division of Adult Institution. He did mentoring with mentoring also Covello. All these are fucking clowns, let me tell you. And at the same time, Joe Stewart was doing an out of class as the chief deputy warden at RJD. Also, a clown. Who was there mentoring Covello? Kelly Harrington. Wrong. It was Pat Vasquez. Kelly Harrington was mentoring fucking Pollard. So basically, this incompetent, ineptitude, cunt of a whore, Seibel, who has no business being in any leadership position, absolutely fucking destroyed, annihilated the California Department of Corrections from within and from the top. It's a fucking fact. Solely speaking facts. I don't know how else to tell you this besides showing you the paperwork. Imagine a good employee like myself and 98% of everybody else just wanting to come to work. None of us had this coming. None of us. Again, she messes up the time frame because she's a liar and a fat mouth and lied under oath, which is illegal. When these names pop out, California citizens, you need to be worried. Pat Vasquez, Patrick Covello, Kelly Harrington, Joe Stewart, Kimberly Seibel, Connie Gipson, Marcus Pollard, Raquel Buckel. Don't think Raquel Buckel's still in headquarters as we speak. And then I believe you also mentioned, I get his name right, Joe Stewart, acted out of class. We got a lieutenant from Chuckawalla. He's there assisting. What's his name? Lieutenant George Theum. I can't speak for Theum, but I can speak for this lady. He started on the 27th of the month. We have a Lieutenant Maria Mireles, and Theum. I'm telling you, man, they came to RJD on a mission trying to burn staff. Fuck them and fuck what they stand for. Lieutenant Mireles was also part of the team that went to High Desert. So basically, she's a rat, a weasel, and a scoundrel and a coward that goes around attempting to burn cops and look for stuff that's not there. Ghost hunts, witch hunts. Lieutenant Ware from Silicon Valley has been there. I like Ware, okay? I truly do like Ware. And since I like him, maybe the rest of CDCR administrators won't. Sorry, Ware, but you are a good guy and I want the world to know it. So Joe Stewart, he does a lot of leadership trainings. They've done some off-site trainings where they've pulled managers, associate wardens, captains off-site, and they did leadership trainings. The fucking idiot. All he did was hand out books by Jocko Willink. Extreme Ownership. Great. And were these trainings aimed towards reducing staff misconduct, or do they have a broader scope? Staff misconduct, but also leadership, having good leadership and accountability. This bitch wouldn't know good leadership if it hit her across the fucking face with 2 chanclas from Abuelita's journey. This is unbelievable. This is disgusting. This is on par with the Watergate, with WikiLeaks, and everything else that's been corrupt. But for the first time you're hearing it and you're seeing the proof by Hector Bravo. I'm sorry I had to come out this way, especially when I'm feeling under the weather. This goes on to start how they started Ames, which was a fucking joke. Check this out. Then they go on to talk about Captain Bracamonte. So the captain has been moved off the yard. Felt he reached a level of making changes on the yard that needed to be made. He had reached his peak. There was a vacancy, took advantage of that vacancy. The hiring authority recruited from outside the department and hired a captain, actually came from headquarters and is now assigned to Facility C. And what was the old captain's name? Bracamonte. And what's the new captain's name? Ruggiero. So just so you guys know, Bracamonte is good and Ruggiero is good. Ruggiero has since then retired. Bracamonte has since then promoted and well-deserved. Thank you, A.W. Bracamonte, for never bending the knee, selling your soul, and sticking up for what's right, the law. This is when Kimberly Seibel involuntary transferred A.W. Jesse Juarez because she's vindictive and no other reason else. I believe you also mentioned that CDCR served an associate warden an involuntary transfer in mid-February. Is that correct? That will be effective mid-February. Is that correct? Yeah. You know who says yeah? Well, not even my 5-year-old daughter, because she doesn't sound like a fucking idiot. It's yes, ma'am. Be professional. He was served in December and it goes into effect mid. And what was the name of that AW? Jesse Juarez. And why was he served an involuntary transfer? This is a stupid fucking answer. Felt that he just wasn't the right person to support the mission at RJD. Mind you, her mission, burn staff and destroy Paramo's car at all costs because of a vendetta that her husband got walked off for being dirty and bringing contraband into the inmates. Let's not forget about that. And why did CDCR think he wasn't the right person to support the mission at RJD? Look at how she answered. Just didn't feel he had what it takes to make the change to affect change. Fucking idiot. Word soup, alphabet soup. Did his involuntary transfer have anything to do with the staff misconduct problems at RJD? Again, that's an allegation. I wouldn't say directly. I would say his inability to make a change as a whole at his role, at his level, is what generated the change. So we needed to bring in somebody else. Are there any vacancies at the AW level at RJD currently? there's 6 positions, 3 permanent full-time vacancies. They have 1 vacancy due to sick. This is when we had no managers. And the only hard bars were Kerry Covello and Francisco Armenta, which they drove out Francisco Armenta. And you guys know that he wrote that email blowing the whistle, which Kimberly Seibel refuted. You see how this is corruption? She drove out Francisco Armenta. When Francisco Armenta blew the whistle, she refuted it. This is corruption. This is when they hired this is when they asked Seibel, is there anything that we have not discussed today that CDCR has done to try to reduce staff misconduct at RJD? This was her answer. I'd like to say that when Warden Covello was there, I felt we were moving in a positive direction. However, the vetting process didn't come through for him and he was subsequently moved. And so starting over with the new warden, sometimes you have to step back a few steps to get the groove going again. Unprofessional. Also, we had to restart with a new chief deputy warden at RJD. However, I'm very confident with this chief deputy warden and this warden, which is Raquel Buckel and Marcus Pollard, I feel that we can do what we need to do. This needs to be marked in history. I feel that they can do what we need to do. So basically, every corrupt act that we endured was under the orders of Connie Gipson and Kimberly Seibel. But they should also be held liable for carrying them out. We have no duty to carry out any unlawful orders. As a peace officer, I know this. Why are you so confident? Their energy, their commitment, their leadership abilities, their work, their prior work history, they have very good experiences. False. They all have very bad experiences. As a matter of fact, Raquel Buckel was never a correctional officer. I don't understand how you can have great leadership abilities or good experiences. Do you interact directly with them on a regular basis? Yes. Do you interact with them on a regular basis regarding staff misconduct issues at RJD? I interact with them on everything. There it is, folks. I wanted you guys to hear this first. I'm absolutely appalled, disgusted. Do what you want with this. It says uslegalsupport.com. There's no way that CDCR can try to hide this mess that they created. They need to go back, arrest Kimberly Seibel, arrest Connie Gipson, arrest Raquel Buckel, arrest Patrick Covello, arrest Joe Stewart, and arrest Marcus Pollard for violating the law. Keep pushing forward.